So I'm back again. Please let me know if you can see me now. We were having a bit of weird issue where you could hear me, but you couldn't see any picture. So let's just see if it's any better now. If you can all see my picture now. If you all can see the video now. নতুনটা দিছো নি? Hi all, can you all hear me now? Please let me know. Just share the link of this class to the WhatsApp group. Please join us here. And I can see Sister Elijah has joined me, Elijah from Elijah's Kitchen. Thank you, Sister, for joining me. Assalamu alaikum. And how are you doing? Ilaya or Aliyah, how do you pronounce it? I'm not too sure. But thank you for joining me. She's saying Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam, sister. This is my crochet lesson going on. We just had a bit of a network issue. That's why I cancelled my other live crochet lesson that I was doing. And I have started this new stream again. Now I'm just waiting for all the students to join me, and then we'll start our class as usual. Is Rita here? Please let me know. Please raise your hand if you are here, so that I know that you are here. And all the other students, I would say the same for you. Please let me know if you are here. Raise your hand or say something so that I know you are here and we can start our class as usual. What's up, this one? Just waiting for all the students to join us again in this stream, and then we can start our class as usual. Amazing handwork, Sister Laya is saying. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. All right. So is Sima here? Is Rita here? All the students, are you here? Please raise your hand if you are here so that I know you are here. I can see Ridoya Bangladesh is here. Assalamu alaikum, Ridoya Bangladesh. Thank you for joining my live crochet lesson. We just had a bit of network issue, so that's why we started this new stream. just waited for my students to join. I think all of you have joined now. So I'm going to start from row 6. We have crocheted row 5 so far. We are doing corner to corner crochet stitch. We have done fifth row up until fifth row. Now we are going to start row 6, and to start row 6, just turn your work around. I've already done that, and start by doing 6 chain spaces. Here we are only doing increases in each row, so it's just actually repetitive. You are not doing anything else, just repeating. Okay, you're just repeating what you have done in your previous row, but with the increases, with each increasing row, you are having one more square. So we have done the 6 chain spaces. Now count from your crochet hook 4th chain space. So that's 1 2 3 and 4. This is the 4th chain space, and there start crocheting double crochet. So wrap your yarn around your crochet hook, go to the chain 4, wrap the yarn around again and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around and pull through the last 2 loops. That's your first double crochet. Just go ahead and create 2 more double crochet in the next 2 chain spaces like we were doing before. So just go ahead and do that, and that's your first square of row 6 is done. Okay, now just attach this with the previous rows, 3 chain space and 3 and the double crochet space in between. There's a tiny little space, so attach it there with the slip stitch. So wrap the yarn around and pull through the loop. That's your slip stitch done. And now start working on your second square. So start with 3 chain spaces, wrap the yarn around and pull through. That's your first chain space, second, third chain space. Okay, now in this same chain spaces, in same space created by 3 chain spaces and the double crochet from previous row square, start doing 3 double crochet. Okay, so I've done 3 double crochet there. Now I have to attach it with this the next chain space and double crochet space in between. There's a space and we have to attach it there. Okay, with a slip stitch. Now we can start our next square with 3 chain spaces and followed by 3 double crochet in this same chain space. Basically we are doing the same thing, we are only doing increases at the moment. After that we will start doing decreases. Okay, so this is 3 double crochet done for the third square shape of the 6th row. Now we have to attach it with the next 3 chain spaces here from previous row. Okay, I have done that with a slip stitch. Now start this square with 3 chain spaces again, followed by 3 double crochet. Okay, that's my first double crochet, that's my second double crochet, and this is the third double crochet. Okay, now move to the next space and do a slip stitch and just go ahead with your squares until the end of this row. Now just attach with the last 3 chain spaces from previous row and just do the last square of this 6th row. Okay, we started with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet. So that's the end of row 6. So I think it's not yet enough, you know, the width is not enough yet to make it to be the an adult size scarf shape. So we just have to carry on increasing with each row for few more rows, maybe 7 and 8, and then I will show you how to stop increasing the width but continue increasing the length. Okay, so in the next few rows I'm not going to stop increasing. I'll just go ahead and repeat the steps that we have done in our previous rows, but with each increasing row we are going to have one more of the square. Okay, I've just done 3 more rows, so with each every 3 rows I'm changing the color. So I'm just going to change the color now, cut the yarn and going to add the new color yarn strand. Okay, I'm just going to repeat these 2 colors. So I've turned the work around to start row 8. Okay, so I've just turned the work around and I'm adding the new color. Thank you, Sister Leah, to be here to show your support. So I'm just adding this new color in the first chain space of previous row. Okay, just tying it like this, and now I'm just going to go ahead and put my crochet hook through that first chain space and pull up a loop. Okay, now just going to crochet 6 chain spaces, because with each row we start with 6 chain spaces, right? So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that's 6 chain spaces. Now we have to go to 4th chain space from our crochet hook. So that's first, second, third and fourth. This is the 4th, and here we have to crochet a double crochet. Okay, put your crochet hook through and pull up a loop, 3 loops in your crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around and pull through the last 2. So just repeat these steps for 2 more times in the next 2 chain spaces. Okay, now I'm going to attach this square with the previous row's 3 chain spaces. Okay, and at the same time I'm going to weave in this loose end. Okay, that was here because of the color change. I'm also going to attach it while I'm doing my slip stitch. Actually I'm going to do a single crochet so that it gets attached. Okay, so it's here attaching, and all the way there I will keep, while I'm going to do my stitches, I will also hold this to a short strand like this and will do my stitches over this so that it gets all weaved in. So let's start the next square by creating 3 chain spaces first of all. So that's my 3 chain spaces, and then I will crochet 3 double crochet in this same chain spaces. It's basically the same. We are just repeating our steps which we have done in previous rows, but with each increasing row we are having one more of this square added in our project, and this is how our project is getting width and lengthwise bigger. Okay, can you see? So that's the second square done. Now I'm going to attach it with the previous row's 3 chain space, next 3 chain spaces with a slip stitch. Okay, now I'm going to start row square 3 with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet. So that's my third square done. right? Now I'm going to attach it with the next chain space, and just go ahead and do this for the rest of this round, and then I will show you how to move to the next row. Okay. Sister Ilya, I must have to tell you, your work is amazing. I know you have done photography course, but even then, I love watching your videos because of the quality of the video and because of the photography, the presentation skills. I went to your channel yesterday and watched a couple of your videos. Even though I only commented in one of them, but I watched lots of the videos because I just like to see the quality in there, like to see your presentation. So thank you, it's well done on that, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more work, great work coming from you. Last square of this row. So we started with the slip stitch and then 3 chain spaces and followed by 3 double crochet. Okay. And for the next 2 rows, I'm not going to stop the increasing. I'm just going to increase as usual and just follow the same steps that we have done in previous rows. Okay, so just go ahead, turn your work around and start the next row. Next 2 row, we are going to do exactly the same. So let's go ahead and start by chain 6. So I've done 6. Now I came to back to 4th chain space from my crochet hook and doing a double crochet there. Then in the next 2 chain spaces I will do the same, 2 more double crochet. Now attach it with the 3 chain space from previous row. Then start the next square shape with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet. Three double crochet done. Next I have to attach it with the next 3 chain space from previous row and start row third square with 3 chain spaces and followed by 3 double crochet. Sister Shopnag, yeah, thank you for joining me, and I think got a lovely name. So I'm just going to repeat the steps that we have done so far, the same steps again and again. just repeating these steps and finishing this row. There's nothing new, so I'm not explaining you uh, again. So just doing my squares, attaching them. Come to the last square of this row. For one more rows we'll just do the increase, and then we'll stop increasing, because we'll stop increasing from one side, but the other so we'll stop increasing widthwise, but the lengthwise will carry on increasing until we get the desired shape of our um, scarf, right? So let's start. Row, how many? Ninth row with 6 chain spaces. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. I heard from everybody except Rita. I hope you are okay. I hope you are here and just crocheting along with us, because soon I'm going to show you a different it's going to change. The project is going to change, and I want to make sure everybody is here. This is a new steps. Here we were just doing our increases, but from the next row I'm going to show a different method where you have to stop your widthwise your increase, but lengthwise it will still increase. I'm going to show you that technique, and for that I want to make sure all of you are here. Okay, basically it's the same. I'm just going to go ahead and doing my squares here. Okay, so still the same, just increasing the squares in each row and just following the same steps like before. Each with the each after each increasing square, we are just joining it with the 3 chain spaces from previous row and doing 3 chains and 3 double crochet to create a square. So in each square there would be 3 chain spaces and 3 double crochet. Okay, this is our ninth row going on, and after that I'm going to show you how to stop increasing the width, because we are making a scarf, so we can't make it like a blanket. Our scarf should have a width that is not too big, but we have to have the length long enough to have it go it around, so that it can go around our neck. Okay, so in the next row I'm going to change the color, and I'm also going to show you how you can stop increasing the width of your project. If you want to make a blanket, then you baby blanket or big blanket, then you might have to carry on increasing for a couple more rows. But here we are making a scarf, and we don't want it to be too wide. Okay, so this is the end of row 9, and I'm just doing a chain 1 to secure my work, because I'm going to attach new color. With every 3 rows I'm using alternating my colors. Okay, so I think this is the length, the width is okay. So this is going to be the width of your scarf, and I think after 9th row it is width enough. The width is enough for my scarf, so I'm not going to do any more increase in the width side anymore, but in the length wise I will carry on increasing it until I have the desired length of for my scarf. Okay, so let's turn our work around, and I'm just going to join my new color here, alternating color here, by going to the first chain space and creating a pulling the new strand through that chain space and tying it just like this. Okay, so new color is added now, and in this row, from this row we are not going to do any more increases widthwise. We'll still make our project longer, but widthwise it will be the same. So now I'm going to show you how you can achieve that. So to do that, first of all, as I have added a new loop, I'm just going to new color, I'm just going to get a loop in my crochet hook first of all. Yes, Sister Elia, thank you for being here. I hope you are enjoying. Sister Shopna, thank you for staying here, and I hope you are enjoying watching us making this scarf, gorgeous corner to corner stitch scarf. Okay, so I've got the loop in my crochet hook. Now I just, because we are not going to do, please watch carefully, we are not going to do any more increases widthwise. Okay, I want my width to be fixed. This much is going to be, this is going to be my width of my scarf. Okay, I don't want it to be too wide. Okay, so I don't want to increase any more rows from this side, but I will just keep it longer. Okay, to do that, what I'm going to do is that I'm not going to crochet 6 chain spaces that in our previous rows, all our previous rows we have done. Instead, I'm going to crochet slip stitch here for these 3 chain spaces and move up to here, and from here we will do our usual squares. Okay, and by doing that we can avoid increasing our width. Okay, so let's start then. Here we are starting row 10, but we are not doing any increases here. I'm just going to create slip stitch. So I'm just going to go put my crochet hook in the next chain space here. So this is where in this chain space I've got my loop. I'm moving to the next chain space and putting my crochet hook through. Okay, just like this. And now I'm going to pull up a loop and pull it through. Okay, so that's my first slip stitch. Now I'm going to move to the next chain space and put my crochet hook through there and do another slip stitch. By doing this, actually I'm just moving from this side to that side, because I don't want to crochet any more increases widthwise increase. I don't want to do that. That's why I'm just moving my work from here to there to achieve that. Okay, so I didn't increase any more width. If I would have gone and do another 6 chain spaces and do another square here, then my width would have been bigger than what it is now. It would have been like this, and with each increase our width, my width would keep going bigger and bigger, and I don't want that. I don't want my scarf to be too big. So I think after nine rows, my width for my project is enough, just enough. So I've just done three slip stitch to come from here to here. Now I'm ready to do my squares. Okay, so let's start my square here in this space, three chain spaces from previous row. By doing, we'll start by three chain spaces. So wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, three chain spaces. Okay, now I have to crochet three more double crochet in this three chain space and double crochet space. Okay, so wrap the yarn around, go to that same chain space, and while I'm doing my crochet stitches, double crochet stitches, I'm also doing it over these two loops, so that it gets attached with my project and it doesn't hang around. Okay, and I'm basically weaving it in my project. You can do it at a later stage after you finish your project, but I prefer to do it as I go along because it saves time, and it can be out of my sight, out of my work, so it can be a bit annoying when it's just hanging there. So that's my first double crochet, first square done. And can you see here I haven't done any increases, so I'm just going to attach it with these three chain spaces here, and it is going to look like this, and no more increase widthwise. Okay, I haven't done any increases for this row 10. So let's move to the next space here, and I'm going to crochet. We can join with a slip stitch. Okay, so I've joined the square with a slip stitch and joined it with the three chain spaces. Okay, now we will start with second square. To begin, we will start doing three chain spaces. So wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around, pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through. That's your first three chain spaces. Now in the same space we have to crochet three more double crochet. Okay, to finish off this second square. And as you can see, I am also still weaving in the uh, loose end here. Now it's almost invisible. You can't see it anymore. Right. So that's my second square done for row 10. Now you just have to go ahead and do the usual, attach it with the next chain spaces from previous row, and start a new square by creating three chain spaces followed by three double crochet. Okay, it will still be the same. Just go ahead and do that. Start each square with three chain spaces followed by three double crochet. Okay, Bengali boy react. Okay, hello, salam Rubel Bhai, thank you for joining my live crochet lesson. I hope you'll enjoy watching us making this corner to corner scarf, crochet scarf. Just go ahead and carry on doing your squares until we come to the end of this row. Okay, So this is the last square for this row. As lengthwise we want to increase it, we will just do as normal. We'll just do our last square as usual. Okay, there won't be any change here. So now from now on, this is always going to be our width, and this is always going to be our length, right? So now this is the length. When we turn our work around and started our row 11, here we have to do 6 double crochet because we are going to increase lengthwise, right? So let's start, sorry, not 6 double crochet, 6 chain spaces. We'll start this row with 6 chain spaces, okay? Because these are the length and we are going to increase the length, okay? So let's start with 6 chain spaces, row 11, okay? So start chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's our 6 chain spaces, right? Now go to the 6th chain space, 4th chain space from your crochet hook. So that's my 1 chain space. Now go to that 4th chain space and start creating a double crochet. So wrap the yarn around, go to that 4th chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around, pull through last 2. Now got 2 more chain spaces, just go ahead and crochet 2 more double crochet there, okay? So see, the length is increasing, still increasing. We have to increase the length enough so that we can the skirt can go around our neck, yeah? And the rest of this is the same. We attached our square with the next 3 chain spaces, and with the slip stitch now just doing 3 chain spaces and followed by 3 double crochet in this same space, and that would be our second square, okay? So just go ahead and do your squares as usual. The steps are the same, and I will meet you at the end here because the stitches would be different here, okay? Thank you, Rubel Bhai, for liking my work. Okay, Sister Roshan has already done that. Well done on that. What about others? What about rest of you? I think all of you by now, by the end of this row, you got the hang of it. So you are able to crochet uh, fast and without any trouble, because I'm not hearing any complaint or any issues from any of you. So I'm assuming it's all good, okay? You all are understanding the steps I'm telling you loud and clear. If not, you can always let me know. Just write down in the comment section. Thank you, Sister Leia. Sister Shopna, I meant. Keep saying it, Sister Leia. Thank you for liking my work. It looks very complex, but once you get the hang of it, once you know your basic stitches, it's actually really fun to make different projects and learning new stitches. So we have come to the last row. We have come to the last square of this row, and we know the side, okay? So you can't do any more increase here. So I'm just going to show you how you can avoid increasing in this side, okay? Are you all with me? I hope so. So after this making this square, I'm just going to attach it with the 3 chain spaces from previous row with a slip stitch. But instead of making another square here like we usually do, I will finish my row here because this is the wet side, and in the wet side we are avoiding making any more increases, but length size we are making the increases, okay? So this is the wet size, so I'm not going to do another 3 double crochet here, okay? Another square here. Instead, after attaching the square with a slip stitch, I'm just going to turn my work around, okay, just like this, and start doing my row. Now again start doing my row 12. Now again in the row 12, if you can see, this is my width of my project, okay, and these are the length. So if I go ahead and do 6 chain spaces and then another square, then there would be a new square made in this side, which I don't want to do. I want to keep my width at this point, okay? So what do we have to do? We have to just create slip knot. We have to move from here to there so that we can avoid making any increases widthwise. So just create slip stitch. Go to the next chain space and create a slip stitch. And by doing the slip stitches, we are actually moving upward. We're moving from this side. We finished our last row here, but we are moving upward, and so that we can start our square from here, okay? So I've done my slip stitch, 3 slip stitches I needed to move from here to there in this point. Now I am ready to do my squares. Can you see the width is still the same, is staying the same. And here I can do my square as usual. So wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. We'll start the square with 3 chain spaces and followed by 3 double crochet. Wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2 loops, wrap the yarn around, pull through last 2. So just repeat these steps for 2 more times to crochet 2 more double crochet to finish off this square, okay? So I've done this square now. Now I'm just going to attach it with the previous rows 3 chain spaces here, okay? And now from now on I will just go ahead and do my usual stitches, all these squares. And here when you come here, I'm going to show you how the steps would be different. So I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? So just go ahead and finish off all the squares. Scarf. Sister Shopna, thank you for liking the scarf, and sure, why not? Someday I will send it to you, inshallah. Same, yeah, Sister Sapna, and I hope we'll continue meeting. We'll keep our friendship alive. So we have crocheted the last square, second last square of our project. Now I'm attaching it with the previous rows, 3 chain spaces. Now please listen carefully, because I'm going to show you how, if you want to, widthwise, if you don't want lengthwise, we are already stopped increasing widthwise. Now, because of the time constraint, I can't show you how to, because in 5 minutes we are going to finish our class. In this 5 minutes I can't show you the actual project. Walaikum Assalam, Sister Shapna. So, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you a sample, because I can't make the whole scarf in these 2 hours. It takes long time, isn't it? So, in this sample, I'm going to show you, say for example, just imagine that you have finished crocheting or the full length of your width here, okay, and you don't want to increase it anymore. So, here, after attaching the square shape here, just don't go ahead and do any more square to increase the length. So just think that you have finished lengthwise, you have finished. If you want to continue increasing your length after attaching this second last square, you have to crochet another square here in this space, right? But here I'm not going to show you that, because with actual project you will have to go ahead and do that, keep increasing lengthwise until you get your desired length of scarf, okay? But now I'm going to just show you, if you want to stop increasing, what you have to do, just do a slip stitch and stop, and don't do any more increases, don't add any more square here. Just stop and turn your work around and start doing your new row, okay? So here in the new row I'm going to change the color, because with each um, 3 I'm changing the color, okay? So just going to add the new color. Just tying it with my project, and that's it. Pull up a loop, okay? And now what we have to do, as we don't want to increase both lengthwise and widthwise, right? Now I have to start, like what we have done in other parts when we didn't want to lengthen our width. What we did, we just did some slip stitch, okay? So basically this is what we have to do here as well. Just start with slip stitch. Just go ahead and do some slip stitches here to move from this side to here, okay? So that you don't have to do any increase lengthwise, okay? So just move from this side to that in this square, okay? And when you are here in this corner, 3 chain spaces, just put your crochet hook there and start creating your corners. Sorry, you start doing your square as usual. So start with 3 chain spaces, okay, and followed by 3 double crochet. Is it all clear to you, or is it all explained a bit rashly? Let me know. uh, if you have got any question, this is the perfect time for asking that. So I've just done I have just stopped increasing the length now. Before I already stopped increasing the width. Now I have stopped increasing the length, and now my project will be like of this size. Okay, so we will basically just carry on doing decreases now. No more increases and increasing row. Now we are just going to decrease our project, and then by doing that we'll make another, this looks like half square shape, isn't it? And we'll just fill up this size now. So let's just go ahead and do that. I've finished the first square. Now just joining it with the 3 chain spaces, and go ahead and do the squares as usual. We start this and followed by 3 double crochet. Okay, now move to the next one and just do usual. Okay, usual 3 usual 3 chain spaces and 3 double crochet in the 3 chain spaces from previous row. Okay, if you have got any questions so far about how to decrease or how to stop increasing your project lengthwise or widthwise, just let me know. Okay, so at the starting of each row, when you don't want to increase anymore, you don't do any you don't do 6 chain spaces, and you don't add a new square. Instead you just do slip stitches and move to the next where next to the move to the next chain spaces where you would have done your next square. Okay, so just slip stitch and go there and start doing your squares as usual. And then when you come to the corner in the end of the row, you just don't add one extra double crochet, sorry, one extra square. Instead you just slip stitch there your previous square. You just slip stitch there with the 3 chain spaces and just turn your work around to start a new row. Okay, and now here in the very last chain space I'm just doing a slip knot, and I'm not going to add any more square here. And this way I'm avoiding making any more increases. Now I'm going to turn my work around, and because I don't want to increase both lengthwise or widthwise, I'm just going to do some slip stitches so that I can move from this side to this side where I can start my square. So at the beginning of each row you do slip stitch to move to the move from one corner to the next corner, and start your square with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet, and just go ahead and keep doing your squares. Okay, like this. So see, the project is getting the shape now. It's filling the blank space here, so that it's going to look like a rectangle. So it's taking that shape now without doing any increases, both length and width wise. Okay, just go ahead and do your squares, middle squares. So for them, middle squares is the process is still the same: 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet in the space in between 3 chain spaces, and double crochet from your previous row. Okay, I've come to the last square of this row, but I'm not going to do any more increases here, just attaching it with the next chain space, and that's it. I'm not going to do in the last square. I'm just going to turn my work around and start with the next row. Can you see how it's filling the blank space here? It's just going to take this shape, square shape, rectangle shape here, just filling up the rectangle shapes now. Okay, this size is almost done, just these few more rows left. And here I'm not doing any increases, so I'm just going to start my row with creating 3 slip stitch in the next 3 chain spaces, so that I can move from this side to this side. Now I have come to the 3 chain space there, and I'm just going to crochet 3 chain spaces and 3 double crochet to crochet my first square as usual. Okay, there's no change in the way you create your squares. It's just how you not to increase or decrease you not increase your uh, squares to make your project more wide or long. Okay, you just have to stop somewhere. You have to stop creating it and making it longer and longer, otherwise you won't be able to fill up your shape, the shape of your scarf. Okay, so I can see Sister Monia has joined me. Thank you, sister, for joining. I hope you're enjoying this live crochet lesson. We have almost come to the end of the lesson. I appreciate your presence. Okay, so I'm just doing last square of this row. Now I'm just going to attach it with the next 3 chain spaces, but not doing any more squares. See how it's coming. Okay, so I am going to change the color, so I've just did a chain 1 space and just changing the color. Now turn the work around to start your new row. And because I've just changed the color, I don't have to really do the slip stitches here. But if you're not changing the color, you can do the slip stitches here to come from this side, because this is where you have finished your project, last row. So from to come move from this side to that corner, you have to do slip stitch. But I'm changing the color, that's why I'm not going to do the slip stitch, not going to do the slip stitch to move, because I can just add my new colored yarn in this corner and then start my uh, square as usual. So start this guy with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet, right? It's the same as always. So first square done. Now I'm going to move to the next square. With a slip stitch I'll join that, and then I'll just do 3 double crochet, 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet to create my next square. Okay, that's done. So just go ahead and attach it to the next 3 chain space and start your next square. So come to the very last square now, and here I'm just going to join it with the next 3 chain spaces, but that's it. I'm going to stop here, and no more increases, no more adding any new square. Turn the work around. I start new row by creating slip stitch, 3 slip stitch to be accurate. So done the slip stitches, 3 slip stitches, and I started from here, now I've moved to here. Now I can just go to that 3 chain spaces and start creating my next square, starting with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet, right? Joining it with the next 3 chain spaces and doing my square as usual. This is the last square. See how it's filling up all these spaces and giving the project a square shape. So just join the last square with the 3 chain spaces and turn your work around and start the next row with 3 slip stitches again. Okay, and start new square with 3 chain spaces followed by 3 double crochet, right? In this row we just have to do 2 double crochet because we are nearly coming to the end of our project. So the more we do stop doing increases, the more we actually end up doing decreases. With each increasing row we are now after the middle point where we have stopped the increases, we are actually decreasing the number of square we do. Okay, before we within each increasing row one square was adding with our new row, but after the middle point where we have stopped doing our increases, we are only doing decreases. Okay, so this is the last, very last row. Here as I'm adding the new color, I'm just attaching the new color, tying it up in the 3 chain spaces. But if you are not changing the color, you will finish your row here, and then from there you just have to move with 3 slip stitch, move from here to there, and then just follow as usual. Just go ahead and pull up a loop through 3 chain spaces, 1 2 3, followed by 3 double crochet in the same 3 chain spaces. That's first double crochet, second double crochet, and that's the third double crochet. In this row we just have to do one square and then just attach it with this 3 chain spaces from previous row. Okay, with a slip stitch, and that's it. Our project is finished. We have filled up all the empty spaces here. Yes, so we started from this corner and we ended in this other corner, and we have managed to crochet how many, 3 6 9 12 15 18 19. Okay, crochet 19 rows all together. So this is just a sample, not actual sized scarf, but this is from, I think from the explanation I gave you about how to explain how to increase, how to lengthen your length of the project. I'm sure you have got the idea and you can all manage to do this. So at the end of your project, just go ahead and weave in all the loose end that you have. Okay, I don't have much because I was just weaving it in while I was doing my project. So this is the end of today's lesson, and this is how the crochet scarf sample looks like. So if you have got any question, please ask me. And today is our last lesson for the beginners crochet class, Saturday to Sunday group. Monday to Tuesday group, they will have 2 more class for in this week, and then this that group's lesson will also be finished, because at the beginning of the course I said there will be 8 classes together. So this is the 8th class, and I hope you all enjoyed crocheting along with me, and enjoyed my teaching style, and enjoyed making different project every day with me. So I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate that you gave me the support by coming on time, and listening carefully and picking up all the points. And also, when there were any network issues, you were very patient, and just waited till it was resolved. So I appreciate all your effort, and thank you all for all the support you have given me. This is not the end, this is actually a new beginning. I will always keep in touch, inshallah, hopefully. And I will always, I always post in my channel new video tutorials, crochet related tutorials, so you can always check that out. And also, because 2 hours is a bit long for me to give 4 days, I run this crochet classes. So what I'm planning to do next is that I will, every Saturday or Sunday, I'm not too sure about the day yet, it would be either on a Saturday or Sunday, 11 o'clock UK time, I will try to do a premiere, which would be maybe around half an hour time. Mm, and I will come to you with a new project every day. I will show you a different project. So with that, you can, there the only difference with live classes is that would be short class, short lesson, and which would be recorded previously. So I won't be able to show you visually what if you have got any question about the project will go like it, the video will keep running, but I will be present there, and you can ask me any question directly, and I in the message, in the chat box, like you are doing here, you can do that, and I can answer you immediately, answer all your queries instantly. So maybe this is the new way we'll carry on learning, and I will carry on teaching you more projects. I will share with you the link of my premiere every Sunday, hopefully. And I hope to see you there, and I hope you will enjoy making more projects with me. So I just want to end today's lesson. I'm very emotional right now, so I just want to thank you all from the deep of my heart, and for your support, and for your patience, and for staying with me throughout this lesson. Take care, all of you, and have a great time, and enjoy crocheting. I'll see you soon. Bye now.